Hi guys, it's Nancy here and I'm back with another process video for you, and this is for my Hey Little Magpie blog post that's up this month. I have finally started my Scottish album. If you do go and check out the blog post, which I'll put the link down below, you'll see that I've also done the front cover. This is a 7 paper album, so it is a 9x12. I really wanted to do this size when I first saw it, so I had this stuff in my stash because I went away in February. So I'm going to be doing 9x12. So it's taking me a little bit of getting used to. This layout took me about 40 minutes. Just trying to get used to the size and the shape. So I am using the Jen Hadfield Warm and Cozy collection this month. Love it. It's perfect. It's got tartans. It's amazing. What I've done before this video is I used my Silhouette Cameo because I'm still trying to use it, and I have done this cut file which I have then filled with all the different tartan papers that are in this collection. If you watch my initial video, you will know that I had the main 12x12 paper pad. I have since brought the 6x6 paper pad and also the sticker sheet. So excuse me, that's meant that I had some of the tartans in different sizes, and there is a slight colour difference between the two as well. So I'm going to be scrapping a photo looking out over Loch Tummel, which is where our hotel was, and I'm just going to be doing some simple layering. I've also got this glassine bag that I've had in my stash for quite a long time. I'm going to be using that just to add a little subtle layer onto this. As I said, the cut file took a bit of time because I wanted to fill it all with those tartans, and I didn't cut the tartans out with the cut file. I backed them separately, so I thought I'd do that off camera. I wasn't sure how I was going to use it, but I knew I wanted to include it somewhere. As I said earlier, there is in the first video when I showed you collection, there's a lot of stags in it, and I really like them because I want to use them in this collection. In this album, sorry. And so I've taken the one at the die cut pack, which is a wood grain stag, and we all know anything wood grain I love. What I've backed this layout on actually is the American Crafts wood grain cardstock, so that's the textured cardstock. I have quite a lot of that. As you know, I do like a wood grain, and so I'm going to be using that as the base for most of my layouts in this album, so as a bit of continuity going through. So you're going to see me play about with where I put this cut file, and then I'm going to end up cutting it up, and yeah, I wanted to just make sure that there wasn't too much hidden behind the photo. So I do end up cutting them and moving them around, which is a little bit that takes the time. That smaller leaf I displaced actually was from one of the 3x4 cut apart cards. So yeah, I managed to find all the different tartans, and it's all greens and yellows and browns and stuff, so it kind of works. Oh, and the red, so they're very autumnal colours, but of course they're going to work well for this album. So I'm taking a bit of the washi tape. This is the wood grain and gold polka dot, and I'm going to use that to help ground my title. And you'll think it's a bit weird that I'm putting home there, but I'm going to use that as part of my title to say home for the week, because this is where we stayed for the whole week. And I did take lots and lots of shots out over Loch Tummel because it was so beautiful, and we had snow, so I've got some pictures of it snow, I've got pictures at dusk, I've got pictures at dawn, so there's a lot of pictures. So yes, I'll be scrapping that. So I thought I wanted to do this as kind of one of the first ones, and I'm going to then journal about where we are. I have some of the divider pages which I'm also going to be doing for my Scottish album, so I'll look at sharing some of those. So I'm just going to be playing around. I don't want it to extend too far down the page. I put one at the top which is extending over. I have left it attached at the moment. I might trim it off, but I have found I cut this cardstock 9x12, and it does sit a bit loose in the pockets, the page protectors. So that's in the page protector, and that's not poking out the top. So I may leave it, or I may not. Not quite sure. So just seeing if I want to put any more leaves on here or not. And so I've also pulled out this pot of wood veneers. I bought these Christmas last year. There is stags and there is different little Christmas trees, I think they were supposed to be, but they're just trees. And so I've just taken one and I'm just rubbing it with a little bit of walnut stain ink that was on my inker there, and that's just going to tone it in. And I do want to use wood veneers throughout the album as well, so I'm trying to kind of keep the continuity going. I've got this pile of stash on my desk, which is my old random die cuts and bits that I'd kept at the caravan from when I used to scrap down there. I haven't been scrapping down there recently because I haven't stayed down there as much due to various factors which we won't go into. But I did bring some of that up with me. I'd mentioned it in a previous video that I was going to bring it up. So found a few bits that I'd forgotten about, which is good. And some of these are the Studio Calico geotags. And it's like a burnt orange, so that's going to work perfectly. And as this is being about, you know, where our base is for the week, I thought it will work quite well. I have then pulled these out, which are, I think they're lily bean. I think they're lily bean ones. So they came on a big 12x12 sheet which I'd cut down. I've been in my stash for a very long time. They are a pale cream with like a bit of a newsprint to them. They're very small, they're just tiny. I didn't want anything too large because of course I wanted to work off that home piece, so I couldn't put too large a font. I am having to use my wet glue, not my wet glue, my glue pen to stick them down because they're not very sticky. I tried to peel them off the sheet and a lot of the backing stayed on there. So I'm just using my quickie glue pen, which is just going to be easier to stick them down. And then I'm actually going to be using my Wink of Stella Gold just to tone them in because I felt they didn't quite tone in right and I wanted to bring a little bit more of that sort of tone in, so I do end up using that pen because I found it quite effective. So now starting to stick everything down, and as I said, I think that tree is going to be something that I'm going to use throughout. The stag head is definitely something I'm going to use throughout, and the tartan is something I'm going to use throughout. And I think this Jen Hadfield collection has been kind of the jump start that I needed to get this album going. And I looked through my photos and I've loved looking through them all as well. So what I am doing now is I'm going to add the date with these. These are very old basic grey, which came in the Studio Calico Project Life kit. And I only had it for like the first year, I think, or 6 months. I think I had it for about the first year. No, maybe it was only 6 months. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'm just using that. I had the 2016 there, so I've stuck that down. And then I'm going to be using these alpha again to put Loch Tummel, because that's the loch that we were on. That's the loch that our hotel looked out on. Actually, it was like built on the edge of the loch. So beautiful. I am hoping to go to Scotland again, either this year or early in 2017. There's several things with work and stuff which may mean that I can't go when I want necessarily, but I'm hoping to get there again, so I really need to get my butt in gear and do this. And looking back over my 2015 Scottish album, I really love it. So I'm just going to be sticking that down there, just moving around a couple of leaves, put a little bit of washi tape up there to bring that down as well. And I apologise, you're going to see my crazy hair, which I had just washed and hadn't even dried, hence why it looks a little bit crazy. It is two-tone, it's half orange, half red. So that's why you can see a little bit of the craziness. So I'm just going over my alphas, and then that is it. I'm really happy that I've made my first layout and my title page for this album, and I will be sharing more soon. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.